Snap. Sometimes all it takes is a single moment for everything to change. A moment that breaks you out of your comfort zone and forces you to look at the world differently. For me, that moment came during a winter volunteering trip to Lạng province. The purpose of the trip was as simple as presenting gifts, tutoring poor children, and organizing some games. I never knew it would be more than another outreach trip for minor contribution, and it would eventually change my view of the world and innovation. Upon my arrival, I was confronted with more than a mere lack of school supplies. These children were grappling with poverty, malnutrition, and restricted opportunities. The challenges they encountered were not merely a matter of whether they could successfully pass an examination, but rather whether they had sufficient food to sustain themselves for a day. A 10-year-old girl left an incredible mark on my mind. Already working odd jobs to help her family, she would come to class tired and at times hungry, but her eyes showed tremendous resolve to learn. To her, education was the ticket out. That was my pricking point. For the first time in my life, I faced the ugly reality of social injustice in a deeply personal way. It was just not statistics and news reports. It was a child sitting in front of me with her future hanging on a thin thread. I realized then how very limited my definition of helping had been. Whereas I had been considering education in terms of subjects and grades, these children were struggling merely to survive, let alone excel in their academic pursuits. The focus had now shifted from merely aiding academics to thinking, how could I make an impact more significantly and more sustainably? What these children needed was not merely temporary assistance, but significant change. What I have come to realize is that breaking points frequently occur when one is compelled to confront the uncomfortable truth regarding the world and one's role within it. This experience not only altered my perspective on education, it initiated a transformation in my entire worldview. I finally figured that the real change actually comes with the realization and tackling the very root cause of inequality and injustice, not superficial solutions. From that moment on, I became resolutely determined to explore how technology and education might merge to create meaningful change. I began the process of brainstorming ideas like digital literacy programs for underprivileged communities. Though I have not participated in any major projects yet, I'm always in full gear with learning and thinking about how innovation can help level the playing field. Therefore, giving children like the 10-year-old girl a fair chance to thrive, regardless of their circumstances. It was not just a trip to Lạng, but more about being the spark to modify my way of thinking. My pricking point taught me something really important. Innovation is not some abstract concept out there. It is much more personal. It is like more than a new gadget or something new technology, but it also involves making solutions available where it is most needed and providing people with the tools necessary to break those jinxes themselves. Real innovation happens when we step into uncomfortable territories and are confronted with difficult truths, asking ourselves, how can I bring about change? Snap, that's the sound of reality hitting you. And it's in that breaking point where ideas collide and the spark of innovation ignites.